computer. So Patty and Larissa, you guys hear okay? Smile and nod. Okay, cool. We are recording. So I want to say thanks to Scott Aaron. Scott's a guy who I met in January down in LA at some business meetings, and didn't really get a chance to talk to him at all until we rode the bus together out to a really fancy dinner, which was fun. Place out in Beverly Hills, definitely not the kind of place that I would normally go to. We don't even have anything like it in Montana, to be perfectly honest. But we had a great dinner, a great night, but even better, we just had a great conversation. I felt like we really hit it off well. He and I have a lot in common, from business to working out, fitness, nutrition, just trying to help people live healthier, better lives. And so I started to do some work with Scott on my own LinkedIn because he is a specialist with LinkedIn, especially as it goes towards network marketing. I started to really realize the value that he was adding and the potential possibilities for introducing more and more diverse, I guess, people to my own network, and started to really see, where this could go. And I thought that this would be really, really beneficial for people in my own network who could also benefit from Scott's knowledge. And he is the guy who literally wrote the book on network marketing and LinkedIn. So there it is right there. So I have a copy of the book. I actually bought a few, and I'm going to give one away at the end of this. So people who can, stay as long as you can. I know Patty has to leave a little early, but if you're engaged, you're chatting, and you can unmute yourself at points, we'll maybe do some questions. But people who are engaged will be in the running for a book, and I'll send it to you. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Scott, and Scott's got a presentation for us. I hope you all have a pen and paper, because I literally have pages and pages and pages and pages of notes from conversations I've had with him, and I still feel like I haven't gotten it all. But there's going to be a recording that we'll be able to go back and reference this, and I've gone back and watched all the recordings that I've made with Scott's conversations before, and I always pick up new stuff, and he's a wealth of information. Please welcome him.
Hi, guys. Rob, thank you so much. And again, he hit the nail right on the head. We were sitting on the couch, actually waiting to get on the bus. And, there's this laid back dude, and, him and I have the same kind of energy. I'm not a fancy schmancy type person. If I have to go to a nice dinner, I'll get my one of 4 blazers that I have out to put on there. And my brother-in-law always makes fun of me because it's not a blazer, it's a sports coat, but I call it a blazer anyway. And we just, we had this nice 40-minute ride to dinner, and, we just connected, and, just grateful that I got to really meet him. And, we've been talking offline a lot in the last 2 months or so. So I'm just grateful for him and the ability that I now have to come in and present this to you guys. So I'm just honored to be here, and just hoping that I can just give you guys at least one takeaway to get you thinking differently about how, starting tomorrow, you are going to start building your business differently. So again, I'm a very active trainer. So Jen, I know you just popped on late, but if you could do so, if you could turn your camera on. I like to look at everybody when I train, just because, I want people focused, because the more that you can see me and engage with me, the greater amount of content you are going to take away from this. So whoever is on, thank you, Jen. And it's just better that way, because I like to look into as many people as I can, as easy as I can. Okay. So again, use the chat box. I'm going to refer to it quite a bit, because I want to make sure that people are obviously resonating. And those that are on the replay, watching the recording of this, hi to each and every one of you. But again, I just want to give credit where credit is due for Patty, Jen, and Larissa taking time out of their evenings to be here with us. So with that, I am going to get this up and going so we can jump into tonight's content. Just give me 1 second. All right. So the power of LinkedIn. So what I'm going to go over with you guys tonight, 3 secrets and 7 tips that you all need to know how to generate leads for your network marketing business. And And, I follow about 6 or 7 different social media blogs. So I kind of get an early look into what's going on in network marketing and social media. So everything that you are going to learn tonight, and obviously Rob heard me say this before, my mom has always told me and still tells me that facts are friendly. So everything that I am going to be presenting to you tonight, I did not make up. They are factual, and it is the reason why the main platform that network marketers should be using top down to build a network marketing team is LinkedIn. So why should you use it? Number one, it attracts the right people. Now, there's a simple exercise that I do with my clients and the teams that I work with, and it's called your final 5. And you don't have to do it now, but I'm going to highly suggest you guys to do this later. And what I want you to do is write down the 5 common personality traits that you want someone to have in your business. So actually, you know what? Let's do a little bit of it right now. Go into the chat box and type in the chat box some personality traits that you look for someone to have, not as a consumer of Lavelle products, someone to build a business. What are some of the personality traits that you look for people to have in your business? Rob says self-motivated. That's probably my favorite, just because, you don't want to drag people through the mud. Open-minded, coachable, self-motivated. Love it. Driven, relatable. That's awesome. So these are all things. So here's the cool thing about this. When you do this exercise, persistent, can hear no and not get derailed. Well, Rob knows my favorite book of all time is actually Go for No. And if you guys have not read that book, Rob's probably going to grab a copy of it right now. There it is. That is a book. Honestly, like when people say, what's the book that kind of changed your thought process? It is Go for No. And then my book. But anyway, but read Go for No. It gives you a really good mindset shift of, yes is the destination, but no is the journey. So falling in love with the word no. And again, so when you write down these 5 attributes, these 5 personality traits, typically it's how you view yourself. So in the end, you're looking to attract you. Now, the other part of the exercise that I take people through is, before you do that, go through and write down, go through your cell phone, go through your Facebook friends, go through your email contacts, and write down 50 names before you go through your 5. Then, after you have those 50 names written down, write down your 5 and watch how many names you end up crossing off that list. Because typically the people that you're closest to, your friends, the family, the people that you know, they're not the ones that are going to do this. It's the people that you haven't met yet. So that's my job with you guys tonight. So the other thing about LinkedIn is that you can grow a huge network quickly. So I grew my network in almost 3 years from 500 to 26,100. 500 to 26,100 unpaid organic connections. And I'm going to go over why. Number 2, you can become more visible, which leads to more conversations. And Rob saw one of our co-mastermind friends, Marlo Ellis, who I've also done some work with. Her profile was viewed 233% more in the last 7 days after implementing the strategy that I taught Rob. 233. So just imagine your visibility going up over 200%. That's what this can do. So just a little bit about me. I am a member of the Forbes Coaching Council, so I am a contributor for Forbes.com on lead generation. I'm an author of 2 books. My first one was Good Guys Always Win, which is more of like my personal development journey, my story, all the things that I had to go through and to grow from getting bullied and picked on as a kid, my father being in prison for 2.5 years when I was a teenager, which is how I got into the fitness industry. So I had to take over my family's business to support my mom and my sister. So I became the man of the house as a teenager, but that's where my entrepreneurial spirit was born from. I'm psychologically unemployable. I've never had a boss. I talk about how at 24, I became a millionaire by selling both of our family's gyms, and then through bad family investments that I did not know about behind my back, I found myself $1.5 million in debt 2.5 years later. I've been divorced twice, so I've had to obviously go through my own personal relationship battles. And then most recently, about 3 years ago, I was faced with another challenge with my last gym, which I actually had to file for personal bankruptcy. So I've had my own versions of personal rock bottom, but what I tell people is that all of those things had to happen in order for me to get to where I am today. I have no regrets. I have no bad feelings about any of the things that were done to me, because that doesn't fuel me. Happiness and gratitude and being appreciative for all the life lessons that I've learned at such a young age, that's what fuels me. And, obviously things have gotten a lot better in the last 3 years. I'm a professional speaker and coach, 5+ years of network marketing experience, 22 years of sales and coaching experience, multiple 6-figure career earner. I'm a father of a beautiful 7-year-old little boy, almost 7 years old. He's 6.5, named Taylor, and soon to be husband. My fiance is on the other side of this little wall right here doing some of her own work. We're entrepreneurs together. So we are a match made in heaven. I'm just grateful for her that I was able to attract her into my life. So what purpose and what problems does LinkedIn solve for network marketers? Number one, the problem of going through your warm market and having no one left to talk to. So type Y or yes in the chat box if you've been one of those people, or still are, where you are literally talking to the same people over and over and over and over again. And you're literally dragging these people through the mud. And again, I read this great blog. So I see a bunch of people new on here. LaShawn, Mikey Rivera's on here. Crystal, welcome. Barbara, welcome. So if you guys could, I like to see faces. So Crystal and LaShawn and Mikey, if you could turn your cameras on so we can all interact together, that's great. It's not because any sort of creepy reason, but I just like seeing people. All right, there's Crystal. Thank you so much. Love your glasses. Anyway, the fact is, I read this great blog by poormanblogger.com, and he interviewed hundreds of successful network marketers. And they came up with the 9 secrets to have success in network marketing. And one of the top ones was to never to talk about this to your family and your friends. So everyone thinks the warm market, and I don't know about Rob, but when I was actively building my business, I did not have one family member and I did not have one friend building with me. They were the first ones to say no. And what happens when you hear that word no? You're like, man, if they don't want to do this, how's a complete stranger going to want to do it? Well, I'm here to kind of switch these things around for you guys. Now, number 2, you have too many product users that don't want to build a business. What you lead with and what people say yes to is what they're going to continue to do. So if you lead with a product and you close with a product, you're emotionally building a wall of resistance against the opportunity. But if you lead with the opportunity, close with the products, they're still coming into it for the right reason. Experiencing the products of Lavelle, but knowing that there's a business opportunity here, because if you lead with the products and you close with the products, you're making the business an oh, by the way statement. Oh, by the way, Jen, forgot to tell you, it's great business opportunity here. Great. But so the person emotionally is going to say, well, if Jen thinks that this is an oh, by the way type of business, why should I take it seriously too? So you have to think about how you are approaching this business. But more so, I'm going to explain to you why you need to shift your focus of where you're spending your time, your energy, and your effort on social media. So consultants or brand partners, as you call them, when they're product users, you have a lot of fluctuation. People are dropping off, people are coming on, people are dropping off. Oh, you forgot to set your auto ship, you don't have enough points this month, you forgot to enroll someone, and you're constantly having this fluctuation in your business because they're not serious. Ray Higdon says it best: too many people are attracting too many snowflakes to the snowstorm of entrepreneurship. You need those firm, strong trees that will never get knocked down. Because, most of the people that do this, they get knocked down. They're like, well, I guess I stink at this. I'm just going to quit. And the one thing that you guys need to know that I love knowing, and this is something I posted about a couple days ago on social media, there are literally millions of ways to succeed and only one way to fail. And that is to quit. So as long as you don't quit, you are never, ever going to fail. Now, number 4, you're doing way too much dragging through the mud with these people. So type Y or yes in the chat box if you have some people in your business right now that literally, if I had hair, I would rip it out. But if you have hair, you just want to rip your hair out because you are dragging these people through the mud. They won't get on calls. They're coming up with excuses. They're too busy. They're using all these non-committal statements because you see it, but for some reason they don't. Because again, this is about the quality, not the quantity. So again, LinkedIn can really solve a lot of the problems that a lot of network marketers go through. And people, they've stopped reaching out to you. When people first get on Facebook and they first start posting about their opportunity, you get people are reaching out like, oh, Patty, tell me about this stuff. What's going on? And then after about 2 or 3 months, it's like crickets. Because you have to think about, why are people on Facebook? Why are people on LinkedIn? So the one thing that I always explain to people and try to drive home is you have to think about why everyone else is on social media, not why you want to be on there. You're on there because you want to build your Lavelle business. But why is the everyday person on there? Are they looking for protein shakes or energy drinks? Or are they on there to share their kids graduating from high school and the trips that they're taking, the dinners they're going out to? Because remember, the nickname of Facebook is the social network. People are on there to socialize. And everyone keeps talking about algorithm this, algorithm that. Listen, Facebook is always going to be 10 steps ahead of all of us. There's no, they're sitting at their computers right now figuring out who is going to get the most attention. And everyone's trying to figure out ways to hack Facebook so people can get more engagement. And I actually did a challenge to one of the teams that I worked with. And I challenged them. I did a 72-hour challenge. And I challenged them. I said, everything that you guys post as a team collectively, you are to not support, like, or comment on any of your team stuff for the next 72 hours. And I want to track your organic engagement. Because typically, the people that are liking and commenting on stuff in your business are the people that are already in your business, and you can't recruit them because they're already in the business. So I wanted to show people what actual organic reach they're actually getting. So bummed I have to jump off. Okay, go ahead, Patty. Good to see you. You can watch the recording, but thank you for being here. And the fact is that you have to understand exactly who's looking at your stuff. So what are you going to learn tonight? How simple LinkedIn truly is, how it's most effective for team building. So type Y or yes in the chat box if you would love to have a limitless amount of connections and conversations that can lead a massive team. Why or yes in the chat box. I mean, everyone should be writing yes. It was a trick question. Anyway, the fact is this. The way that social media has moved in the last 3 to 4 years, people basically have little to no shot of building a thriving network marketing, multiple six-figure business using Facebook and Instagram. Not because it's impossible, but Facebook and Instagram don't want that happening. That's why they're making people start business pages. So you have to boost posts. And now, if you guys don't know this, Facebook makes $4 billion a year alone profit off of people starting business pages. Because it's like a casino now. The house is always going to win. That's what you guys need to understand. And again, here's the thing. I am never going to tell you to stop using Facebook and Instagram because I use it every single day, but you have to understand why you should be using it, what it's going to be best for. Because if you're on here and you just want to make a little bit of money, a couple $100 a month, maybe $1,000 a month, that will happen from having some product users. But to get your business to where Rob is and beyond, you know what Rob's goal is? Rob wants to be the #1 income earner. That's a leader right there. That's someone that doesn't, I know so many people, I've coached so many people like Rob that are making a lot of money in network marketing and they don't want to touch anything new. They're good. But when I told Rob what I did, his eyes lit up and he goes, this is how I can become the #1 income earner in this company and pave the way for my team to do the same thing. That's the type of leader that you have right here. And he's like a unicorn. I'm telling you, I've worked with a lot of people in this industry, and this is a guy that leads with his heart. Him and his wife are amazing. And I know I don't have to I don't have to sell you on them. You guys are blessed and you're on their team anyway. I mean, you guys are really blessed to have them. And again, the fact is that what people did 3, 4, 5 years ago to build their business is different from the way that you need to do it now. Now, your profile is key, and I'm going to go over exactly why. And I have given Rob a link where you guys can actually go and download a free copy of a PDF that I gave him for all of you guys, my gift, where you can learn how to start optimizing your profile. So he'll drop that either in the comments section where you guys can click it, or he can send it to you personally, and he's going to include it at the end. How to create your business avatar. We're going to go over that. We're going to go over how to personally brand yourself, because everyone is doing the same stuff. Everyone is doing the same saturated things on Facebook and Instagram, but I'm going to show you how you can personally brand yourself on LinkedIn. The proper way to message new contacts using the automated messages that LinkedIn provides, the happy birthdays and such, why leaning into the fear is necessary, and if you use LinkedIn consistently, it will create massive results. So secret number 1, LinkedIn is simple. So this is one of my clients from the UK, and she has multiple business. She has a traditional business and she has a network marketing business. And she said from initial day 1, getting started content to the follow-up calls that I did with her, she was provided not only practical how-to advice, but she was shown in real time how to use the platform and how to best engage with my network more professionally. So you have to understand LinkedIn is different than Facebook and from Instagram. Now, it's best for business building. So this is 2 clients, a husband and wife, that I worked with in a network marketing opportunity. Within a few weeks, they went from 0 connections, they had no profile, to 1,500 connections in 6 weeks. They rank advanced in their company. They enrolled 18 people. And they let me know in those 6 weeks, they made about $7,500 in those 6 weeks. And they haven't stopped since. So just imagine having 1,500 new connections to work off of. And you can have more leads than time. This is my client, Larry, from Canada. And Larry is in his post-retirement business. He's a retired law enforcement professional, and he wanted to do something that he can do while he's retired. So he started doing network marketing. And he said what I taught him took him from writing in the dust in his calendar to having to madly flap off the dust due to the influx of leads coming in. Another gentleman that's in my mastermind with Rob, Ruben, is an online wellness coach. And he basically went to Mexico with his wife on vacation, came home 7 days later, and had 12 messages in his inbox of people that he had messaged wanting to talk to him about his opportunity. So these are people that want to talk. Now, why LinkedIn for network marketing? Number one, you're allowed 30,000 possible connections compared to the 5,000 on Facebook. So here's why this was really so important to me. So I went to a network marketing conference, and there was a gentleman training on stage by the name of David T.S. Wood. And what he did was he called up some of the top leaders that were in the room. And this was very early on in my network marketing career, so I was really trying to get my bearings. And he had a whiteboard, and he called these top earners up. And he said, so-and-so, take this pen and go write on that whiteboard how many conversations you've had to have to get to where you are right now. So she went up there and wrote down the number, handed it to the next person, and they had all these numbers there. I'm sitting in the audience, and I'm looking at this whiteboard, and the smallest number I saw was 7,000 conversations. The largest I saw was 12,000. And I said to myself, I'm only allowed 5,000 friends on Facebook. There is no possible way that I can ever have that many conversations to get to where I need to be, because the person that has the most conversations is the one that's going to win. And that's what happened. When I looked at LinkedIn and I said, you can have 30,000 connections organically, it just made sense. Now, the average income of someone on LinkedIn is $100,000 a year or more, compared to $30,000 a year or less on Facebook and Instagram. Type Y or yes in the chat box if the most common thing you hear from people is the saying, it's expensive, or I can't afford it, or I don't have the money. So that is one of the biggest objections that you get. But what you guys have to understand, it's not an objection. If you look at these numbers, and if someone's only making $30,000 a year, they don't have any disposable income, no matter how many times or ways that you can reword it where you're like, no, if you save this money, you stop getting coffee, you can buy this. Their mindset is not of the prosperous mindset. So when you're on a platform like LinkedIn that provides you over 30,000 connections where people have an average of $100,000 a year or more, they have a more prosperous mindset. So let me ask you guys, in looking at these numbers, just these numbers alone, where do you think you should be spending your time to create more leads than time in building your business? Just type it in the chat box, just from what you're seeing here, because I'm going to go deeper into this, but I want to start with the surface, and then I want to go all the way down deep, because I need to. So Rob says LinkedIn. Well, Rob's absolutely correct. So what does everybody else think? Larissa says LinkedIn. And again, guys, I'm telling you that I'm not telling you to get off of Facebook and Instagram. I want you to be on there to use it socially, to provide content, to provide inspiration, and to share your products. But you need to be focused. If you want to build a team, if you want to build amazing residual income, you got to be on a platform that supports that. The average age of someone on LinkedIn is 30 to 55, which happens to be the same age demographic as a network marketer, compared to that of Facebook and Instagram, which is 18 to 29, which sadly I am not anymore. But you have to understand, you have to talk to your avatar. Now, even if you are 18 to 29 and you're on here, that doesn't mean you shouldn't not be using LinkedIn, because you still want to connect with people that have a more prosperous mindset. Now, Forbes actually did an article on this, and they compared Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn for marketers as far as lead generation. And they found that LinkedIn was 277% more effective for lead generation than Facebook. Not 27%, 277%. Now, here's the other beautiful thing about this. If Lavelle is international, which it is, Facebook only allows you to really connect and talk to people that are in your network. So where you went to college, high school, where you live right now. So it's a representation of the country you live in. LinkedIn allows you to search, connect, and build networks in any city, any state, any job title, country, company, past or present. So if you want a global team, you have to be on a social media platform that provides and allows global growth. Now, your profile. And again, Rob is going to be putting this at the end, but why is your profile key? It's got to be filled out from top to bottom. So the number one no network marketing anywhere on your profile. And this was a big question that Rob had. Why? Well, you want people to be attracted to you, not a company. Because your story is the reason why someone says yes, not the company, your story. So if you have any network marketing on your profile on LinkedIn, even Facebook, I have a podcast on iTunes called Network Marketing Made Simple, and I do 2 of them every single week. And I actually did how to set up your profile on Facebook as well, and that's one of the things that you should never have your company on there. And you don't want any network marketing on there. Now, check out Rob's profile, look at my profile. Again, you want to brand yourself. Lavelle doesn't need branding. They're good. They have a good thing going right now. You don't need to put brand partner. I see people putting like 10-star golden this, level that, 200K. No one knows what the hell that is anyway. The only people that do are the ones that are in your company. I mean, I know what that is because I know about all the compensation plans, but Susie's not going to say, I want to be a 250K VIP triple crystal star per person on there. I'm going to reach out to them. No one knows what that is. So you have to think about why the person is on these social media platforms. So LinkedIn is the only social media platform that has something called SEO embedded, which is search engine optimization. For people that don't know what search engine optimization is, it's Google, it's Bing, it's Yahoo. So every time you go onto Google and you type in restaurants near me, it's going to pull up restaurants near you. And on that first page, if restaurants in your area optimized their profile the right way, guess who's going to be seen first? Those restaurants. Your profile needs to be set up the same way. So you need to make sure that you have every section filled out. You need to have the top part filled out. You need to have your experience section filled out, your volunteer experience, where you went to college, even high school, wherever you went, education. You need your skills and endorsements. And again, the free little PDF that Rob's going to give you is going to explain more. But when you go on there, if there's a profile section that LinkedIn wants you to add, you add it. It's not a resume. You don't want to just say, I worked here and no description. Give it some flavor. Give it some juice. Give it some meaning. It's yours. You want people to get to know you before you even get them on the phone. Gather as many personal recommendations as possible. Rob and I did this for each other. This is the Better Business Bureau of LinkedIn. So if someone was to go to my profile on LinkedIn, you're going to see something that says 304 recommendations. I've had 304 people that I personally worked with write recommendations for me. That's the only social proof I need. So my suggestion to all of you is when you go on LinkedIn, anyone that is on your team or anyone that you've worked with in a regular corporate job or your network marketing business, ask them to write you a recommendation. It goes a long way. Now, your business avatar. Who should you be connecting to? So guys, type in the chat box what you do full-time outside of network marketing. But if you are in full-time entrepreneurship like myself and Rob, just put full-time network marketing. I just want to get a sense. I'm going to give you guys your business avatar right here because it's one of those things where you have to understand of who you need to be connecting with is staring right back at you in the mirror. So Crystal is full-time network marketing. Love that. Congratulations. That's a good thing. It's a good place to be. What does everybody else do? Rob, athlete, father, husband. That's right. Living in big sky country. God's country. I spoke out there once. It's a beautiful, beautiful place to be. Blogger and nonprofit consultant, billing specialist at Quest Diagnostics. Okay, perfect. Okay, so whatever you guys do professionally, that is the network that you want to start building. Because if I was LaShawn and I was looking for the right business partner, I would actually want to actually connect with other billing specialists. Whether they're in Quest or not, every billing specialist knows the life of a billing specialist. Sitting down all day, low energy, monotonous. Literally, it's Groundhog's Day. So when you like the best thing that you can do is to create similar pain points between you and that person. So when I was a gym owner and personal trainer, I used to connect with other trainers because my story of being a personal trainer was basically the life that they were living. So the greatest thing that you can do is to create pain points of relatability between you and that person so they feel like, LaShawn understands me. She gets it. And that's what you want. You want to create that because then that creates rapport and trust. Once you have someone's rapport and trust, that's called game over. That means they want what you have. So personal branding. Now, this is one of my favorite sayings. So in the chat box, what do salmon do that other fish do not? It's not a trivia question. What do salmon do that other fish do not? Because I want you to take this concept and I want you to run with it. Because this is what I mean. When you are constantly going in the same direction, that's right, they swim upstream. If everyone is swimming in the same crowded, saturated direction, everyone's fishing in the same pond, how do you expect to get to where you want to be? But if you turn around and you go upstream, lean into the fear and go where no one else is willing to go, don't you feel you'll have an easier time catching those fish with no other rods in the water? That's what I want you guys to start thinking about. Branding yourself a different way. And here's the thing, and this was the frustrating thing for me. My upline, she's a multiple seven-figure earner. She's a powerhouse. But the way that she built her business was different from the way that I was building mine, and she couldn't help me. And what I'm going to say to you is that, again, facts are friendly and numbers don't lie. And even though you may see a ton of your people on Facebook and Instagram, and you're like, well, if they're on there, I should be on there. Don't be afraid to blaze your own trail. Don't be afraid to be the first one on that beach to leave the footprints for others to walk in. Someone's got to go first. Someone has to go first. Now, LinkedIn gives you the ability to have your own voice. Personally for me, I got sick and tired of seeing the same transformations, the same verbiage, the same pictures, the same product. Like, everyone's doing the same thing. And what I love about LinkedIn is that it really does give you your own voice, whatever you're passionate about, women empowerment, health and wellness, whatever it is. This is a place where you can voice your own opinions. You want to stay black and white. I don't do the political stuff. You never want to ruffle feathers, but you can actually speak passionately about what you believe in. Thank you, Crystal. I appreciate that. And again, with that message that you put out there, you can attract the right people with the message that you're bringing. That's what it's all about. You want to attract the right people. And again, no one is like literally falling from the sky and landing in your lap. You know, there's a woman that texted me tonight. She makes about $450,000 a year in her network marketing business. And she started to get a little dip in her income because Facebook stopped working the way that it did for her. And we started working together. And she sent me a message. She goes, I just had my second call tonight. It was amazing. And she goes, it's different and it's definitely harder, but I'm loving it. And I want to highlight something. She said it's harder. So one of my favorite speakers of all time is Les Brown. And what I love about Les is that he's no BS. And that man has taken the hard road. And he tells you that if you take the hard road, you will end up living an easy life. But if you take the easy road, you're going to live a hard life. So always be willing to take the hard road, and always, always be willing to do more than most. Because the people that do more are the ones that become more, they get more, and they can be more. That's what I want you guys to think about. And this is the best way to find your tribe. You guys are all here. The tribe's here. But this is really the best way to find your additional tribe members. There's a woman that I worked with. In about 2 years, she went from making about $90,000 a year to $380,000 a year, and she brought on about 23 new brand partners in about 16 months. What would that do to your business? These are all of the potential things that are waiting out there for you if you just pull open the curtains a little bit. That's it. Now, messaging people. I can't tell you how many drunkalog messages I get on LinkedIn, like these novels where, like, if it starts, like, if I get that, like, more button, I'm like, all right, I'm not even reading this. Like, someone is just vomiting whatever they want. Like, I'm not, check this video out, click this link, read this article on NBC News about how great this stuff is. Like, that's not how you message someone that you just met. So here's how you craft a message. You state their name. I mean, this is obvious. Hey, LaShawn, great to connect with you. So you want to bring as much personal connection as you can to this. Tell them why you wanted to connect without mentioning network marketing. I saw that we both do medical billing, and I would love to share more about what I'm doing with my businesses. And you finish up by asking a question. Do you have any time this or next week to hop on to a 15-minute discovery call? Hi, how are you? I notice we have some similarities. Are you open to speaking? That's it. What I found in network marketing is that a lot of people overthink but overcomplicate things. So I'm an organizational freak. I mean, if you like literally, I went to my chiropractor today and I have a paper planner. That's what I use. And I have highlighters, and like literally I take this wherever I go. And I'm like, can I come again on Friday? He goes, yes. I get my planner out. I get my highlighter. And he goes, what are you doing? I'm like, well, I have a different colored highlighter for each specific thing. And this is a personal thing. Yeah. Love it, LaShawn. So, for me, orange is a client call, pink is business call, and blue is personal. So I'm like, filling everything out. And he goes, man, I need to start doing that. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I don't trust technology. Listen, I love my phone. I love my computer. But I mean, I don't know if you guys were affected by it, but when Facebook and Instagram crashed, like that's a possibility. And it was so funny. I was sharing this with Rob. People were texting me. They're like, Scott, did you do that? And I'm like, because they know I love LinkedIn so much. I'm like, no, that wasn't me, but I was using the hashtag told you so. But anyway, that's another story. So anyway, use the automated messages. So what I love about LinkedIn is what they do is they gather all of your connections. And what they'll do is they'll comb through and they'll say, hey, Rob, 8 people are having a birthday. Wish them a happy birthday. So you can wish them a happy birthday. You can wish them congratulations on the new job, the work promotion. And then if they write back and Rob says, thank you, I can say, you are so welcome. And what it'll also do is it'll show you your message history, whether you've sent them a message or not, or this is the first time you've spoken to them. So then I can say, you're welcome, Crystal. I know we haven't spoken before, but I see we do similar things. Any time for a call later this week to find out how we can link arms and help others together. Or if I had sent someone a message before, they didn't respond to it, but they responded to the happy birthday, I can say, well, Crystal, I know you maybe didn't see my message from before, but I was wondering if you had some time later this week to talk about how we can link arms and help others together anytime. So all you're doing is crafting your message and you're reusing it as long as you get engagement and responses back from people. So if this all makes sense so far, please type Y or yes in the chat box. I just want to make sure everybody is with me. And I know a lot of people are doing some other stuff. Okay, good. Just making sure. Perfect. Yes. Good. Love it. All right. Now, so you use the happy birthday message, then you get the response back, then you use that method, and literally this creates more leads than time. I mean, literally, I can't tell you, this one woman I worked with, she was only 30 days into network marketing, 60 days on her products, 30 days into the business. And she literally took what I showed her and ran with it. And she had 48 calls her first week. So she told me, she goes, I have 3 hours a day to work on this business. I work, I got a kid at home, I got another 2 in school, and I have a job. And I'm doing this. So I have 3 hours, and Facebook and Instagram, that's scrolling and trolling and posting and praying, that is not going to bring me more leads than time. And basically I showed her this way, boom, overnight. And it literally does happen overnight. Literally you send messages, people say, yeah, let's talk. And people oh my God, people actually want to talk. Well, listen, we're network marketers. We're supposed to, everyone's so shocked. Oh my God, somebody wants to talk to me about this. Well, that's what this is all about. People want you guys have a gift. You have this beautiful gift in Lavelle to present to someone. And that's what people want to do. People want to be blessed with this. But on the call, then what? You don't jump into the products right there. So the best way, when you get someone on the phone, this is the typical structure. Their story, tell me about you. Your story, I can relate to you. Your passion, here's what I love about this. Your aha moment, whatever your aha moment was, do you want to learn more? Their story, your passion, your aha moment, do you want to learn more? Now, again, this takes repetition. And when I mean repetition, thousands of calls. Thousands. I'm not talking about just I, on average, have about 30 calls every week, every single week for the last 3 years. That's 120 calls a month. That's 1,500 calls a year. That's 4,500 calls the last 3 years. Do you think that's going to make a difference in your business? So if you think the first couple calls are going to suck, you're absolutely right. You are going to suck big time. Because think about it. When I don't know how many parents are on here, but how many times did we give our kids to learn how to walk, but before we said, you're not cut out for this, don't even bother trying again? No, you pick them up and you keep going. You fail forward until they figure it out. Same thing with a bike. You start with training wheels, then you take them off, and then you're riding around and your parent is holding the back of the seat, and then before you know it, you're off and going. But you may fall off, but you get right back on. So you can't stop at the no's. You can't stop at the sucky conversations. You just got to keep moving forward. So you have to lean into the fear. So Robin Sharma does the best way of describing this. So downhill skiers, when you are on the top of that mountain and you're looking down at this double black diamond, it's literally straight down. You're above the clouds and you start going down the hill. Are you going to lean back in your boots, or are you going to lean into that mountain and become one with it? If you lean back, you're going to fall straight back and you're just going to tumble down that mountain. So you have to lean into the fear of what you need to do in order to get to where you want to be. Because the people that fail most often are the ones that succeed most often. because failure is the doorway to success. You want to talk to people. You don't want to just post and pray. How many people just put stuff out on social media and just going to wait? I'm ready for them. And you're just waiting for these people to fall from the sky. Network marketing, you are meant to network with others. Attraction marketing is just posting stuff and hoping people reach out to you, or dragging people through the mud, or talking about the same people over and over and over. And Rob says each time you do a call, you get better and more polished. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. So what was once uncomfortable becomes comfortable. So think about your journey in Lavelle. When you guys first started the business, that was really uncomfortable. I don't know if I can do this. I can't post on social media. Facebook scares me. I don't understand Instagram. But everybody figures it out. So I don't want you to look at LinkedIn like something that you're adding to your plate. I want you to think of this as the hub of how you're building your business. And everything else is extensions of what you're doing on there. Now, if you use this, you could have massive results for life. Massive, 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 massive. And I'm telling you that even just doing the bare bone basic things that I went over tonight, you will get results. You will start seeing a difference. You will start seeing a change. I mean, Rob, he didn't want the fluff. He's like, I just want to work with you. So he worked with me one-on-one, and I do that. But even applying this stuff, guys, it's a game changer. The fact is, I've never forgot my first team call. I thought I was going to die. No, I know. I still, it's the truth. I remember my first team call. I remember my first event. Remember the first event you go to? You're like, there's so many people here. And then by the end, you're like kicking the doors down because you can't wait to go talk to people. It's the same thing. Anything that was once uncomfortable can become comfortable. Now, this is the one single platform that can solve all of your network marketing business issues. So what are the network marketing business issues? I've run out of people to talk to. Check, problem solved. I don't have enough builders. Check, problem solved. I want to create more income. Check, problem solved. Everyone's waiting for someone to go and do it first. You can't wait. Network marketing doesn't wait for you to succeed. You create the success with the opportunity that you have. Everyone compares compensation plans and products, and every company exists because they have great compensation plans and great products. When you start living in a world of creation and less in a world of competition and comparison, that's when you start building a successful business. So think about horse racing. What do horses wear? They wear the blinders so they could just focus straight ahead. They can't focus right or left. So I want you guys to take that with you. Focus straight ahead. Don't worry about what Rob is doing. Don't worry about what Barbara is doing. What matters most is what you're doing. No one's going to build this business for you. Rob can give you all the advice he wants. He can call you every day and give you a pep talk. But you have to put the action to what he's telling you of what to do. He's not going to hold your hand. We're not running adult daycare centers here. We're all grown adults. And if you want something, and I talk about this all the time, actions are 1,000 times more important and effective than words. A lot of people talk, little people take action. I don't care about the talk. I care about the action behind the talk. Exactly. If it's meant to be, it's up to me. Now, what Rob is going to give you guys later as my gift is he's going to drop it in the comment section. It's a link where you guys can put your email and get this free download for exactly how to start setting up your profile. Also, he's going to put in there actually where you can go buy my book. It's called The LinkedIn Book for Network Marketing. It is officially an Amazon bestseller, which I am very, very grateful for. I want this to be in the hands of every single network marketer in the world. That's the goal that I have for myself with this book. There's a lot of great information in here. There's case studies, a lot of step-by-step things. And if anyone is inclined to do so, I also do free 15-minute discovery calls. So if you're inclined to want to get closer to me like Rob has done, all you have to do is find me on Facebook. You just search Scott Aaron, send me a message, and we can set up a time to do a free 15-minute discovery call so I can learn more about you, your business, where you are, what kind of goals you have, and if what I can provide with my LinkedIn, either virtual coaching or one-on-one coaching, could be something that may assist you in moving forward. But again, the profile PDF is a great way to start. The book is something that you should absolutely add to your library. And above all else, the one message that I like to leave with every team is that I think all too often we really take for granted the life that we have, and we are expected to wake up each day and be blessed with another day, when in reality there's a million people every single day that die. And I heard this in a podcast by Sadhguru, who's an Indian yogi, and he said, you know, if you wake up and you can see the ceiling above you, you've already won. You've already won. Everything else that happens the rest of that day is also victories. And it's about, you know, how do you want to show up each day? Nothing is ever too bad. Everything is figure outable, and there's always a way. And what I want to leave you guys is with this before I jump off, is that when you have unshakable belief in yourself, in your vision, in your mission, and the legacy that you want to leave behind, no matter what people say about you, no matter what names they call you or how crazy they say you might are, none of that will ever affect you, because you know exactly what direction you're going with and going on. So again, I just wanted to thank Rob for having me on tonight and allowing me to share my gift with all of you guys. And I hope you guys got some valuable takeaways from this. Definitely download the PDF. Again, if anyone is interested, send me a friend request on Facebook, or, you know, please send me a message and we can do a discovery call. I'd love to talk to you more. And I'm here to serve each and every one of you. And, you know, I just want to wish you nothing but the best, just much love and gratitude to each and every one of you. And I just want to, you know, can't wait to hear about all the massive success that you guys are going to continue to have.
Well, Scott, thank you so much. That was super informative. And we've got some resources. I would encourage everyone to check out his book. I have it. And as I said, I'm going to give out a copy. I will contact the person who I feel like was most engaged tonight, and check out the PDF on how to set your profile. That really is a very big thing. I personally have had a LinkedIn profile for about 4 years, and I had like 20 contacts, something like that. I mean, very few, and most of them were through my current, or my, at the time, current employer, which was a hospital. Most of them were doctors and PAs I worked with. I've increased mine about 6-fold in the last couple of weeks, and just having some good conversations and getting the ball rolling with people. I'm really excited to see where it goes. But the profile is probably the biggest single most important thing you can do in terms of building that, so that when you do start to reach out to people and they come and check you out, and we can talk about some more of this stuff, groups and how to find people and all that. But when they come to see you, if you have a dud of a profile and really nothing going on, it's not very attractive, you know, they're probably not going to want to reach out to you. So I would say, if you're going to put the effort in, start there, really, you know, make it something that is going to show who you are and make people want to join you, work with you.
Yeah,
So,
and the last two things I want to finish up with really quickly, Rob, and I'm going to pop off here, is the greatest investment that any one person can make is in themselves. So always put you first. You know, I have a budget every year of self-development, personal development. Rob and I both do, and that's why we're in this mastermind together. Free only gets you so far. So really put you and your business first, because it's not just you and your business. It's all the people that you're going to bless with this business as well. And if you truly want something to change in your business, you have to change something you're doing about your business.
Absolutely. Yep. Good words. Thank you so much, Scott. Thanks for your time. Everybody give him a thank you.
Bye, guys. I'm going to pop off. Rob, grateful for you, brother. We'll talk soon.
All right, everybody else, hang on for a sec. All right, so I'm going to unmute people, and there's some people hopping on late.